All right, cool. You know, like that. Ahmad makes yeah an absolute statement right there, man. You're in the European, it's a European, but Europa League. You know, like that. You're on Man United versus Paok. You know, like that. Yeah, and wow, man, what a game. You know, like that. But look, in that game, right? That happened yesterday. Obviously, fantastic goals here from Ahmad. We'll get into that, you know. But first of all, I'm not gonna get gassed here over you know, about that game in the Europa League. But you know, but what a goal, man! Yeah, from Ahmad first and foremost. You know, like that. Now the game, I have to, let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck, right? That the game here wasn't overly great. You know, it was, the game was slow. You know, and but the good thing, you know, about that game is, you know, in certain points of the game here is how that we pressed in that game. Now the thing about it is that here in that game, right, you know, the way we're pressing, right, I was kind of thinking of how it was under Eric Ten Hag. I was going to say Eric Ten Hag, you know. But anyway, yeah, Eric Ten Hag, the brain, fam. Oh my days. Yeah, the game, you know, under Eric Ten Hag beforehand. And the thing about it is that the pressing gear under Eric Ten Hag, what it was it to me was that, you know, Bruno Mania had this kind of license to press whenever he wanted. You know, and then, you know, based on obviously his own emotions. And also another thing about it is that, you know, like what happened is on the Everton Hagia was that the front line, will press, and then what happens is that it leaves a massive gap between the attack and the midfield. Let's say you're the first phase here for the opponent to beat. I remember I was saying this before because, like, when you have, this is where everybody needs to be disciplined in their own, in where they are on the pitch, like that. Because what I'm trying to say is that, pressing it only happens by trigger. If something happens, you try and block the passing lanes. But the thing about it is that if somebody is off their head and trying to press whenever he wants, immediately it puts off the whole team. And this is where that, the players here behind Bruno do not know yet if they should press the space, close the space down or not. Because don't forget that here, if Bruno here is pressing in his own right, Xerxes is like, huh? What? So wait, do I have to press now or not? And not even that, where Bruno was, there was there can be a massive, there's a gap gone. There's a gap gone, but he's not there, leaving a massive gap. And now, when Casemiro or Ericsson or Mainu in that in that center midfield or defensive midfield positions, like when Bruno is gone, they don't know if they should press or go because what happened is that when they press, there's a massive gap behind them, and then now it goes to the defense. Should we press or not? So this is what I'm trying to tell you, that actually when pressing is a team shape, like that, an absolute team shape. And this is what I like about this is what I liked in spells. I don't know if it was the whole game, forgive me, because of course a lot of men out there know the game more than I do, but from what I know, right, from what Van Nistelrooy did, it wasn't erratic when it came to pressing, like that. What it was is that when they press as a team, so thereby what happened is that there are not much gaps here between the attack and midfield, and in midfield to defense, like that. And that's what I really really liked here, about certain spells in that game, so. But let's get into Ahmad, right, fam. Now I have to say this, right, because Ahmad, the way I have, let me say this, right, because you see in my previous videos, right, I've been talking about Ahmad, I've been talking about Sancho, those kind of players who are quiet, who just want to play their game, who just want to play football, like that. And the way that Ahmad has been treated has been so unfairly at Man United, and he suffered a lot, man, to prove his worth. While players like Garnacho played through more than 50 games, but then Ahmad doesn't even get a sniff, like that. He had to go on loan to Rangers, which didn't go quite well, but he proved himself at the at Sunderland when he was at the Championship. And I said this before, that he made his stamp in the Championship, but now he has to prove himself into Premier League, and he wants to do that. But then when you have a manager like Erik ten Hag who doesn't give him a sniff, what do? That's the thing about it when it comes, and this is not just an Erik ten Hag, it's even the club, even probably the fans, like that, because the fans doesn't appreciate technical players. This club don't like them at all. I'm kind of thinking about the only flair player I can actually think of. I mean, I'm saying flair, not technical, but flair is like CR7 when he his first stint. But people don't appreciate calm brothers like Xerxes, like Sancho and Ahmad. Can you see the even Martial? Can you guys see these kind of players that I'm mentioning? Have you seen the difference? Not the difference, but have you seen something about them when they're technical? They're laid back. Sancho is laid back, and he likes to link play, give and go. Ahmad, exact the same thing. Xerxes, exact the same thing. Menu, exact the same thing. Eriksen, Casemiro like to link up, but then when you put players on the pitch that hasn't got the same technical ability as Xerxes, Ahmad, Sancho, and Casemiro, and probably Mazzarri, these players who want to play 1-2-1-2 suffers. People don't know that Sancho, actually, he is a direct player. He likes to link play. If you guys watch futsal, which I really like futsal, like that, I mentioned in the previous video, if you watch futsal, it gives you an idea of how players like Xerxes, Ahmad, Sancho are like. If you watch Neymar, for example, fam, you get a little bit of a taster. Ronaldinho, a taster. Of what they like to do and then what they like to do on the pitch. If you don't allow these men to enjoy their football, to release them off from the shackles of the restriction, then what do? This is what I'm trying to say, man. Like, look, you can tell players, man, to be disciplined, in a defensive shape, off the ball. But then when it goes to attack, give them the license. There can be a little bit of discipline. Because when I mean restriction, I mean also discipline as well when it comes to the earlier point I made. Bruno, man, needs to have that discipline and that restriction, because when he gets frustrated, he turns into Mr. Spamming. That's the thing about it, man. And then this is not just me saying it, but I realize that also other content creators can see, man, what these men bring to the table. And then we, man, have to explain it again and again. And then still, man, some man don't understand what they bring to the table. These players, like Martial, for example, especially when he's been disrespected before. Do you remember when when Jose Mourinho was around, right? And then wasn't it that Martial had like Player of the Month? I don't know if it was Player of the Month that December, or Player of the Month in consecutive months. And then as soon as when Sanchez came into the came to Manchester United in the January transfer window, Martial immediately was dropped. Immediately, man, was dropped, fam. Immediately. And exactly like Ahmad. Have you seen the similarities here about Ahmad? A little bit of a similarity with Ahmad, and the fact that Ahmad, right, he, every time he come on, he has definitely proven that like I say, when he comes on, he lifts the technical level up a notch. Now look, I'm not trying to say that, oh yeah, man, that you like Ahmad, you are a fan of Ahmad, but but you don't like Man United. Fam, we want the best for Man United. That is the point. I said before that that if you let go of players like Ahmad, you in trouble, fam. Because then all we see here is there's athletes on the pitch. Football comes first, then you're an athlete. Now, my days. Ahmad was player of the month in, I think it was August. The guy comes on, makes a difference, especially what we have seen before when it's going to Liverpool, the winning goal. And then his performances in August this season. And then after that, he gets dropped. And after that, you see this game. This game shows you what he's capable of. It's peak in your Donya, fam, because like the guy is cooking, and then you put him on the bench, and then what happened is that not only that his confidence goes, but then he gets frustrated because he's in the he's training, right? No, but all the mandem here there are like, no man, Ahmed is a cool brother. He just want to play. He's training. He's doing everything right, but then he's saying to himself on the bench. This is why he was fuming at West Ham. He was like, hold on, I'm doing everything I can. You say everything's all on training. Fine, let me do my stuff. Let me cook in training. And then let me see if I'm going to be one of the first name on the team sheet. Fam, on the bench. But then Garnacho, a player who hasn't even got half year of Ahmad's technical ability, gets a run in and game out. But then yet, you don't allow players like Ahmad to get the same amount of games, the same amount of minutes. Okay, look, now obviously this is not a look, obviously for me, I don't rate Garnacho and and Rashford and all of that, but you can appreciate what they give to the team. Like that. Because there are times here where you need to use Garnacho, probably off the bench, to bring a little bit of some spice into the game, a little some pace and power into the game. Like for example, when you're playing against a low block team, you can't use Garnacho. You gotta use players who can link into, play in tight spaces. This is where you need players like Xerxes and Ahmad to link play, even Anthony to link play. But then after that, man. But then if you're playing a team that is pressing you onto your own half, now this is where you need players like Garnacho and Rashford. And then probably if Mr. Spamming here can keep his mind in check, can able man here to not hoof the ball, but give a nice driven ball to those players. Because this is what we have all seen on the Everton Hog. Alright then. If you're in doubt, give it to Mr. Spanning. Give the ball to either Rashford and Garnacho and see what happens. That's how it has been. That's how it was been, fam. And the thing about it is that we are not... We people who like football, who like Man United, like that, we are not stupid when we watch this. I have a certain amount of football IQ because I played football before. Some man here have managed the game, managed futsal and managed the game, and they can tell you bits and bobs and this and that and on how things work. And then we're like, okay, now I see what happened there. Like what I'm telling you now. And then all of a sudden, man, you see these guys here, like they can't press properly, and then it all comes down into the training ground. Like I mentioned about when Tanner Hager gives like, they don't actually train. They just give the players football clips, and then say, all right, look at that, go home, watch it, and then we don't I'm sorry, someone's calling me. But we do not improve by watching football. Yes, you can watch football and admire, like that. But then there is another thing. We have to, but we have to actually practice it on the pitch. Obviously, we know that Ten talent don't beat hard work. You know, like that. You need talent and hard work at the same time, man, to improve your level in the game. There you go, man. I bet the police, man, are at me because man, I'm saying facts here. You know, like that. I mean, I'm always being real here. You know, like that. And look, right now, man, as I speak right now, you know, like that, man, Ahmad, I've been saying this, that Ahmad is our best player. I've been saying it from way back in the Wagwan about this. I mean, I've been saying this for a minute. I've been saying this, and I said this before, and I'm going to say this now, and it's absolutely booky to me that he doesn't even get a chance like the way Garnacho. Someone, you know, like, it's night and day, man, like how you, it's night and day. You know, and I understand that people like different kind of players. Some people like technical, some people like players like Garnacho. It's fair enough because, as I said, they give different results to the game. When I mean result, but I said they give something different. I understand that, but you got to use your technical players as well. You, as I said before, how you gonna get from phase A, B, and C if you haven't got players who can pass properly? And this is why you need players like Ahmad, like Mosrari, like Xerxes, like Ericsson, like Mainu. You need them on the pitch. You need them. He needs to be one of the first name on the team sheet, Ahmad, you know, like that. But yeah, man, but yesterday, man, in the European, I can't say European, but Europa League, yeah, man, yeah, he was for that game, he was brilliant. He was brilliant, fam. You know, I mean, like, you know, I mean, now from everything I have said, now you can see why I've been saying this and fighting here for Ahmad in all of these videos, you know, and why I always talk about the fundamentals when it comes to technical ability. Now we're just seeing it just in that game, you know, because as I said before, and I've said this, that these things, this technical ability, man, can't be taught. I think something like genetic, but like, you know, and the people who are not as gifted yet as Ahmad needs hard work, and you know, hard work sadly don't get up here to somebody's talent. You know, this is why that all you can do is try hard, but you're never going to get there. So then you can only bring something to the game of, you know, of what you have been working on. You know, and in that game, it was a small sample size of what Ahmad can do. If you treat him the right way, if you treat players the right way, if you treat players as human beings, because we all know everybody come from different backgrounds. So you got to treat them the way they're meant to be treated based on their background. You cannot put everybody all in one massive bag and wish for the best. It doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. You know, like that. It doesn't work like that. So you got to allow them. First of all, every player is a human being, so you treat them as a human being. Exactly like when I'm here, or you know, or when the mandem are working. What is the first thing that you see when you come out of the door? They're human beings, right? They got a face, arm, hands, legs, feet, hair, ears, eyes, nose, mouth. And people neglect that in the game. And that is dangerous. And that is dangerous, fam. That is dangerous. The first goal, I had to watch it back. You know, because the goal was, I was like, whoa, Ahmad, fam. And look, we have seen Ahmad, you know, score headers before. I remember when he came in the under Oli and he scored that the header when he went like that. And he's running, the ball looped, he kind of span and hit it at the same time he went in. And he did his celebration, this one, right? Yeah, I mean, you know, because Bruno Fernandes' ball, man, like it was in the air, man, for a very long time, and then for Amadi, and then Amadi was at the far post, and then he had to kind of he had to kind of guide it. He had to guide it there. He had to guide it to that direction, and and then Wildman in an angle managed to beat the goalkeeper from where he's at, man. Talk about Ahmad, man, doing the headers once again. But people, yeah, look, let me tell you something for free, and let's not do this, right? That is a difficult goal to do. That is difficult, man. That was me, fam. That is very, very difficult because, like, the flight of the ball was looping, and it was up in air for a very, very long time. And people have to realize that the ball wasn't driven. You know what I mean? Like, it was like it was looping. It wasn't driven like if you're taking a corner and it's driven, or like your winger and you're crossing it in for someone to header it into the goal, towards the goal, towards the target. It was looping, right? And then don't forget that Ahmed himself had to generate that power. Don't forget it's looping, so there's no power in it as it's coming down. So he has to generate that power, and it managed to beat the goalkeeper, and it goes in. Fam, what an angle to pass, to go, to that goal. Absolutely brilliant. The second one, oh my days. What a goal, yeah, for the second one. Ahmad took the ball. I mean, I don't remember who tried to give the ball to Ahmad. I don't know if it was Ericsson, forgive me. But the ball, yeah, was about to go to Ahmad, I think it was. But then I think the opposition got the ball, and I think that Ahmad, yeah, tackled him with his left foot. He drove into the box. He was using his strength here to get the guy off from off him. You can see that Ahmed was determined, man, to get in the box. He drove into the box, cut inside, and he was on it and wanted to go and wanted to score that goal. That his eye was on goal, and then the goal was, oh my days, a narrow without the end arrow. That's what I meant to say. Arrow right into the bottom corner. Fantastic goal, man. Fantastic goal, man. And oh my word, the camera angle, man, just to see the goal, arrow right into the bottom corner, man, was absolutely brilliant. The right side of the goalkeeper, absolutely fantastic, man. And that wasn't an easy goal to score as well for him. And for him, that was sick. And that's what that is what I mean, bro, man. Like, fam, like, this guy, I mean, Ahmad, like, if he, as I said, it's a small sample size of what this boy can do. And it's sad that Sancho is in here, like that, because like under Amram, players, yeah, like Ahmad, yeah, will cook for sure. Xerxes, I'm hoping that Xerxes, the manager, is able to see what he can do in order to get Xerxes into the game. Because Xerxes is a player, man, who can burst into the box and score goals. Now, he has to, in a way, let Xerxes arrive into the box late, but like where the penalty spot is, so Xerxes, can run there. Ahmad or anybody on the right can, anybody on the right or attacking midfield right, I don't know, can do a back pass, and someone says he can like do his difficult touch, that what he does, absolutely, and able to get it right into the bottom, into the bottom corner, like that. Hopefully Ahmad is all good, because like he did have a cramp, but we will see, man. Like that. And Højlund, wow, man, he had a bad game. He didn't do anything in that game, man. I mean, there's a lot of people, man, that have a lot of cow foot, like that, man, for Xerxes, but never on Højlund. And what I'm gonna say is that, man, where is the standards? Where are the standards? There was a chance here where he was going on goal and he was strengthening the opposition, right? and it looked like as if it was a goal. He tried to dink it, I think it was, and I thought that went in, but it didn't go in. And then not even that, it was offside as well. Yeah, fam, I'm back. I'm back. But yeah, man. Who else, man? Bruno. Yeah, man. Didn't have an effect in the game, but only for his assists for Ahmad Diallo's first goal. Garnacho, he didn't do anything, but I know that he tried to he tried to do something into the game, make things happen, and it looked like as if my man Faz. Oh my days, man. Fam. Man, what he said, man, to Garnacho, yeah, when the players were coming in, the players were at Old Trafford, fam. Let me just say this, right, because a lot of people think, what Faz said, yeah, was quote unquote abuse. Fam, it wasn't. It was just feedback. It was just encouraging him just to do what he does best and pass more. If you get a chance, shoot. There's nothing wrong with that. And these days, I don't know what's going on in the world today. Like, if I say to somebody the truth, and then they say that it's a lie. There's a Bible verse according to that. And when you see that, you're like, fam, it's true. Look what's happening out there. Fam. And then he's giving him, Faz is giving my man, like Garnacho, yeah, is it construction criticism? Forgive me if I said that wrong. But the thing about it is that if someone give me not abuse but feedback, like what Faz did to Garnacho, like, fam, do this, do that, do this, and you'll be fine. Right? You don't take it personally, but you say that, yes. For me, because that's the thing, we have too much ego, too much pride, all of us, and I understand, man. And then not even that, it's the way that we control it, and not even that, man. Like, as I said, bare time, man. Like, we need to pray because it's peak out there. People, man, like, this is why, I mean, like, I don't go on Twitter and, fam, like, every little tiny thing. I mentioned this before about, about like me being real. And I said before about when we are telling the truth to others, we want them to do the best they can. Like the way that we spoke about Rashford beforehand. Now, let me say this, right? I'm the kind of brother, right? Like, look, even if my best players played crap in that game, I'll call it out. Because there are some games where, like, Ahmad comes on and he didn't play that particularly great, but he tried to make this happen. Exactly like Garnacho. Garnacho didn't affect the game, but he tried to make things happen. I don't rate Garnacho, but he tried to. Like the way that he cut inside, and then he was in the box. He was I think like a couple of players were trying to get onto him, and then he tried to shoot, but then what happened is that instead of shooting the ball, he kicked the defender's leg and he tripped over, and then this is what I mean. Like, these days it's peak. People out there are so fickle. This is why I'm saying that, man, that there are not enough masculine role models, man, in the world these days. Not enough. Obviously, when you're raised in a very fickle, softy environment, this is what happens. Now, no offense to people who grew up in that environment, because in the end, that's who they are. And then if they're footballers, we have to treat them the way that they ought to be treated. Sometimes you got to put armor on a player. Sometimes, man, you got to call it as is. great example is this, right? Because I mean, Alex Ferguson, right, will have a go at Wayne Rooney, because Sir Alex knew Wayne Rooney, knew his players, and he knew that if he did the exact same thing to Wayne Rooney to Nani's confidence would have been gone. This is man management right there. This is what I'm talking about. It's peak. Anyways, Casemiro, yeah, really good game, fam. And Mozarari, he was brilliant as well. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, Paok. They had chances in that game, but they were way for front of goal, man. I mean, I think for sure, man, they'll be disappointed. I'm not gonna lie. You know. And in that game, I was waiting for Xerxes to come on. Just to see, man, if he can bring some kind of element into the game. But he had peanuts. Unfortunately, I wanted him to come on a lot earlier because Holland was doing Jack, and I was like, "What's man doing? Just come on, bring him on, bring kind of something different." And immediately, man, when Xerxes came on, I think within a minute, he almost set it up. Rashford, great ball. He was in the middle, was driving, great ball here to Rashford, right on the feet. Didn't It was a ball that Rashford didn't have to, have difficulty. Went straight to Rashford's feet. Rashford was driving and then in an angle tried to pull it in the bottom corner, but it was just wide, fam. Yeah, but guys, I'm gonna say this again, man. I'm not getting all gassed or excited or giddy over this result, like that. But as I said before, man, we must appreciate ballers. We must appreciate what we have, And the thing about it is that we want the best for Man United. And this is why I mentioned about players, who get so much cow foot mania on, for being the profile player they are, and all of a sudden, man, they get slandered for that. We must appreciate, man, all these ballers, including Ahmad, man, especially, man. He showed us something small that he's capable of doing if you give him a run of games. If you want that in the Premier League, support the man. And it's sad, absolutely peak, that someone here someone like me and then other content creators, man, were fighting here for players like Casemiro, fighting for players like Sancho when things here were going horror, absolute horror, fam. And now they're balling. Man, this is what I've been saying, man. This is what I've been saying. Just allow them, just enjoy playing their football, man. The thing about it is that, man, for Ahmad and Sancho, man, Ten Hag never trusted him. And Ten Hag, man, needs to hold that responsibility, because if he sees, I don't know where he's at, and I don't want to know. If he sees the result and see, man, who scored, I wonder what he would think. He has to hold that, because it's his fault. I'm not trying to say that, if you play Ahmad, Ten Hag would have been here. No. Give yourself a chance. That's what I'm all trying to say, man. But as I said before, man, under the new coach at Amorim, certain players, man, are gonna cook, and Ahmad will be one of them. Anyway, guys, the next game is against Leicester City, man. We'll be home. So Man United versus Leicester in the Premier League. It'll be Sunday, the 10th of November at 2 p.m. I believe. Look, if we play like that, against Paok, we have to be very, very careful, because don't forget that the Leicester game we went against it in the Carabao Cup, right? That was their B team. Let's keep it a buck. It was their B team. So I hope that Van Nistelrooy, man, will elevate them, because this is gonna be Van Nistelrooy's last match. I mean, I'm looking forward here to Van Nistelrooy's last match, against Leicester, like that, man, until our new coach, Amrud, comes in the next day, 11th of November, during the international break, and then we're gonna see from afar what he can do and what is going to unfold. Especially when right now he's keeping 100 with his press conferences, even though when he's still a Sporting Lisbon manager and going to come here in the 11th. But yeah, man, absolutely sick. But in that game in the Premier League against Man United versus Leicester, hopefully, man, we play in a more intensity, like that. We're home, so come on now, come on. Let's not do that, man. Try to be a little bit, trying to be difficult. We need, I just want My United, man, to win all their games or be undefeated. More like, just for Amram, just to give, keep their heads up for Amram when he come in. A little bit of confidence, like that. I'm expecting us. Okay, is Man United versus Leicester. Obviously, it's because of how the team is. Because I remember saying before that our front three, let's exclude Ahmad, it's the worst front three. It's the worst front three we have, unfortunately. And then luckily, guess who scored our goals in that game in the Europa League? Ahmad. And I've said this before in the previous video. You see? Okay. I'm just thinking of where our goals are gonna come from. That's what I'm talking about. It's probably gonna come from Casemiro because he got a goal in him. Probably Ericsson, if he's in the right place at the right time. Ahmad, if he plays, and then another thing, if he's oozing, what I mean? If he's oozing with confidence, like that. Yeah. Yeah, and even I was thinking about Dallo, but we'll just see because Dallo have goals in him as well. Can you see? It's difficult. It's good to have goals all round the team, not just on one striker or one player. Okay. I'm expecting us to win that game. Cool. But anyways, okay. I'm gonna stop right here, man, because it's been a lit video. I think I've gone long enough, like that. But guys, run the likes, smash the likes as well. And then also, man, if you ever see this video, comment in the comment section below, like that. And don't forget, man, to subscribe to, right here, man, for me, right here, Gvbrazy, like that. Anyway, yes, fam. Anyway, guys, man, see you in the next video. It's gonna be cool, man, because, we're gonna see, man, what's gonna happen in the last game for Ruven Nistelrooy, and we're gonna see if Ruven Nistelrooy stays, after this, because don't forget he still have that contract of assistant manager. And so Amram is coming in with his people as well, so we just have to just see. And then also, we got the international break, and then we'll come back, and then we'll see from there. Cool. So take care of yourself. Bless. Peace. See you in the next video. Say no more.